Fam, what's popping? Good morning, man. Good morning. Want to check in with y'all, man. It's Tuesday morning. It is the cook up. Week 5 is in the wraps, or week 4, should I say? Week 5, yeah. Week 5, week 5. I'm all over the place, man. But I did want to get on here, man, and say good morning to the people. The doors are open. The kitchen is ready. But I just wanted to give my little word before we get started, man. I just wanted to remind people, enjoy life, man. Love life. Life is precious, and make sure whatever decisions you make in this life, you willing to live with. So let's make sure we keep building, we keep stacking, and life is life. Life is worth living. Let's live a good life, baby. All right. And also, man, to close out with that, we didn't talk about it on the show with me and Rock. Me and Mike spoke on it. So I did want to bring up just a short. I thought I had my business ready, and clearly I'm not ready, man. So y'all, excuse me, man. It is early in the morning, but before we close out, we get the thing started. I did want to remind people, man, enjoy life, live life, and quick little moment, man, for Kyron Lacey and that incident. So want to bring him up. Rest in peace, Kyron Lacey, man. Hopefully, all things happen that are supposed to happen. We'll leave it at that, man. So love y'all. Welcome to the.
They wrote me off, I ain't write them back. Nah. Follow me, but don't double tap. I ain't liking that. You subscribe, I monetize. Now who's striking that? Wanna see the contract? Who got the rights to that? This my story. I spent my whole life on that. Time's up. Shador Sanders with the rollie in the armor. I could do this shit with my eyes closed. The main attraction don't come at me with no side show. I'm selling high, they wanna buy low.
Yes, sir. Just like that, we back, baby. I didn't have myself queued up, didn't have my music cranking yet, man. But Rock, how you feeling, Playboy? What's good with you? I didn't want to start the show without saying that, man. Just a reminder, man, that life is precious, so enjoy it while you got it. What's good with you, big dog?
What is cooking? Good looking. I appreciate those words that you had. They were very real. They were very genuine, Fizz. And that's the type of you know words that I like. That really builds me up. So I appreciate everything that you said at the beginning of the show. But this is going to be a fun show. This is going to be an exciting show, Fizz. A lot happened over week 5, so I'm excited to get into all the crazy business that happened over this past weekend, Fizz. So I'm excited for this. I'm dark as hell because it's dark as hell outside, Fizz. I woke up, it was dreary outside, it was depressing outside, but we're all about the good vibes here at South Harmon Vibes Channel. So appreciate everyone that is tuning in for the cook up this morning. Fizz, are you excited to get into this week's show?
I'm excited to get started, Playboy. And I'm so excited, man, that I'm stumbling and mumbling on my words, but just like that, baby, we back. We got to get it popping. We got to come in the right way, not the wrong way, man. So we got to get it popping, get the music cranking. What's good? What's going on, man? Just in case you forgot, man, we always got to start out how we start out. Well, we going to come in how we supposed to come in. So what's popping, man? We got the people in the chat. My boy Jake, man, he say he pre-gaming. Hey, Jake, man, I just want to let you know something, big dog. Boy, he might be down in Carolina, man, this Sunday. We don't know, Playboy. We don't know. So you might have to holler at your boy for that one, man. Barbecue sauce on the way, man. I might got to come bring some mumbo sauce, and we might have to cook up some chicken out there, big dog. But what up to you, big Jake, man? He was pre-gaming and hopefully still in the building. 6 rings up in here. He said, let's cook it up. My boy D-Walk up in here, man. Connor in the building, man. Pops up in here. My boy Soggy and my boy Shimmy, man. You know how we get down, baby. So we appreciate y'all that's here early and the ones that's going to trickle in later on, man. We don't mind you clocking in late on us as long as you clock in, man. So you will get paid how you supposed to get paid. We won't dock your minutes. But Rock, man, I want to get straight to it, bro. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Last night, I don't know if the Jaguars heard me or they saw my tweet or what, but I literally wrote probably about first quarter. I said, bro, what is the difference between the Jaguars and the Panthers, man? Seriously, let's just be real, right? The Jaguars, of course, has a better roster, but they look like trash, bro. They look like hot garbage, and it's like, what the hell is going on up in here? The Chiefs were up, I believe, 14-0 or something like that. It was a high-scoring game early in a sense where the Chiefs were pretty much cooking them boys up. I don't know what happened, man. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence, he got his head blown out. He, blow dried his hair. He did the move, ocean spray. I don't know what happened, Rock, but I do know that Taylor Swift album dropped last week. Maybe the boys is at halftime playing it too early. I have no clue. I'm trying to figure out how the hell the Chiefs lost this game and why the hell it even happened, man. So we're going to bring that up first, bro, because I did want to just say, I didn't want to start the show off. I really planned on starting about the evening games on Sunday. But when I saw what happened last night, I said, oh, man, now I got to talk about this crap. And before I really get too far into it, Rock, I will shout out my bro, Young Molly, man. He is the only Jaguars fan I've ever met in my life. And he posted this pic last night, Rock. He said he got his shiesty on, he got his belt and his Travis Hunter jersey, man. So he putting belt the ass and
what's he doing with that belt?
He said this how he rocking the G. So he wanted to be George Pickens and with a belt last night, I guess. I don't know. But shout out to my brother, man. He got his dub, man. And I know he's celebrating like they won something that means something. But they won. What you thought about last night before we get into all the numbers and the stat lines of it, though, bro?
Fizz, that was actually a hell of a game. I really wanted to be able to wake up this morning refreshed. So when it was getting to like 10:30, 10:40 late last night, I'm like, man, I should go to bed. And then I see like 2 touchdowns in a row from the Jaguars. Yeah. You see that pick 6? I believe it was Devin Lloyd who brought it all the way back. Number 0.
Yards, Rock. 99
yards, bringing that back to tie the game. And then Trevor Lawrence has a rushing touchdown. So that was pretty insane. So they go up 21-14. I saw 2. Well, I saw the one earlier, and then I saw a clip of the last one for them to go up where he was stumbling and fumbling and bumbling. And then he looked around. He said he was going to throw it out of bounds, just to throw the ball away to keep the play alive for the next down. Mm-hmm. And then when he saw there was no defenders in his sight, he was like, fuck it, I'm going for it. And he did, and ended up being the game winner right there. So, or the huge difference in the game. So, hell of a game. Absolutely hell of a game. Hell of a post-game press conference or locker room conference there. Liam Cohen going absolutely insane. So, looks like nothing can really stop this team right now. It's all good vibes for them, all good energy. No one is telling them you have no business being able to win these games. So as long as you have an amazing run game with Etienne and Tootin and a hell of a defense, Fizz, at the time when they got that pick 6, they had 14 turnovers in the first 5 games.
Yeah.
Absolutely insanity. I think they had all of 7 or 8 last year. Mm-hmm. So they've already got, I think they're on pace to get like 50 turnovers this year, Fizz. So we'll see if they can keep that up.
I mean, when your defense is playing like that, I'm not saying that we are pleased as fans to see the Jacksonville Jaguars offense, because every week is like, we're not getting Travis Hunter, which this week changed that though. But just prior weeks, nope, not enough BTJ, not enough Travis Hunter. And to see them pretty much come in this week, change the script. But when you got defense getting turnovers like that, bro, when you Trevor Lawrence, you got to capitalize on him. And he clearly did that last night. I'm sitting here looking at my stat lines right now, man. What you think about Tyron Thornton? I'm over here about to say
Tyquan Thornton.
I was about to say Tyron Tracy from New York.
he's been consistent, man. He's been good. It seems like between Hollywood Brown and Worthy last year, this is what they wanted last year, Fizz.
Exactly.
Everyone just got damn hurt. So getting Tyquan Thornton to really round out that speed they want to attack defenses with, that was always the game plan. You would have Rashee Rice, you'd have Tyquan Thornton, you would have Hollywood Brown, and you have Xavier Worthy. That's speed, and more speed, Fizz. So that's exactly what kills defenses in the NFL today. Is speed. It's not always just precise route running. Sometimes you just put the fear of God in defensive backs, but just running right past them. There was a couple times where you could see Travis Hunter. I mean, he had to go to the sideline trying to keep up with, I don't know if it was Worthy, I believe, on one of those plays. Man, so those guys, they are really fast. I think Tyquan Thornton, when he got drafted by the Patriots, Fizz, I thought his career was done before he even went onto the field because the
That's the last
Patriots
place you
are
wanna
so
go.
bad at
At drafting.
drafting wide receivers.
Yep.
So at least Bill Belichick, at least he got one right. I think that was one of the very few picks that he had where we're getting to see him flourish for another team. So Andy Reid is like, thank you, Bill. So
Well, don't forget about the guy from Thursday night, man. That boy, Bourne, man. That boy Bourne came through,
Kendrick
and
Bourne.
he's
Yeah.
born again. You know, so let's just say this from last night, though, Rock. I will say, I like what I see with this team, with the Chiefs, even though they lost. And I'm gonna say this, man, which I think I haven't heard a lot of, but we talked about this over the summer. How Pat Mahomes needed that MVP-like season as far as the offense moving. Right now, the offense ain't a problem. It's the defense. And remember, the last 3 years, it's been the offense is the problem, and the defense is saving them. So I think they can put up, like you just said, last year, everybody got hurt. This year with Thornton, Hollywood, ETN, Juju, Kelsey, you still got Rice coming back. Pacheco. Pat Mahomes and the offense isn't the problem now. Now it's the defense. So if you look at that last play with Trevor, bro, with him falling, that should have never freaking happened, bro. Like it looked like the defenders thought it was over because they just kind of were like jogging, like, hey, you know, what's going on? So I'm just glad that Thornton is there. He was their leading receiver last night, but I like what they're doing with Hollywood, keeping him in the mix, Worthy in the mix. And we all know Rice, when he gets in, he will lead that team in targets once he gets acclimated back. But I really think now, the defense did so much saving for them for the last couple of years that people kind of forgot that this offense can actually score points. And that's what they're doing. I just think the defense dropped the bag last night. And, you know, letting Trevor Lawrence do what he did when he hasn't really done it against no other team, that was really on the defensive side of the ball. But I don't have no worries about the Chiefs. It's always time for can the Chiefs do it again? Are they done? And then by the time we look in December, they right back in the playoffs and they beating some team like Buffalo that they probably shouldn't have beat that week. So no worries about the Chief. It's just losing to the Jaguars on Monday night just kind of look a little crazy, man. It's your last little bit of football you get from that week is what you remember. But I ain't worried about the Chiefs, man.
Here's some crazy stats. So I also know that Trevor Lawrence going into Monday Night Football, I believe, was that was his third game, and he had lost the previous two. So let's get a dub for Trevor Targaryen. Also, too, the Chiefs' 14-point lead has been automatic. They've won 23 straight games when leading by 14 points, including the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That streak was snapped last night by Jacksonville. Of all teams, Jacksonville ending that streak right there.
Exactly.
So usually when they're up by 14 with that defense that you were talking about, I will say and interject that it's only been 2 games that we've seen the Chiefs look good on offense. All of last year and some of the games previously in the year before that, Patrick Mahomes has not really looked the same. But I will say that the wrinkle in Patrick Mahomes' game this year, he's been a hell of a lot more active on the ground, Fizz.
Yes.
I believe going into this game, he was actually one of the leading rushers at quarterback position. I know that he was at least leading the league in rushing after week 3, which is crazy. I don't think he's ever done anything close to that. So the fact that he's getting more rushing upside, extending the plays to allow those deep threats to get more downfield, Fizz, to get more open for him. Mm-hmm. I think that's been the huge change because he's tired of the bullshit Matt Nagy's been calling for the last 2.5 years. So he's like, I'm going to call my own plays. And it's working.
Hey, Rob, listen, bro. I had this conversation. My boy Voorhees is in the building. He is a Chiefs fan. He knows what we had these conversations on the phone. Rob, people forget, and nobody want to give him his flowers. Eric Bieniemy is the reason why that team was excelling on offense, right? And this is why. People can say what they want to say about him as a coach. But I believe when Eric Bieniemy was there, he had Pat Mahomes on a structured system. He couldn't do what he wanted to do. Like you just said it. Pat called his own plays. When EB was there, that's why players don't like him, because he's a strict coach. He will get on your ass when you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. But what did Pat do? He got EB up out of there and called his man back and said, hey, we got my best friend back. And ever since EB left, we've been questioning this offense every single season because Pat Mahomes has too much. Andy Reid is the ultimate uncle, right? He's the dad. That's my son. but Pat still needs that one uncle that come over when your mother call and say, hey, he ain't acting right, and uncle gonna go to that body. That's what EB was to Pat. And once he left, Pat now got the keys to the house. Hey, man, I could do what I want to do. Now he's won a Super Bowl without him, so I get it. But I just think, bro, we're dealing with an identity crisis on offense for the last couple of years, because I think Pat needs a coach that can really get in his skin and grind his gears and piss him off. Like, he don't need to be told good job after every play. He need a coach like EB to piss him off and make him so mad that he gonna prove wrong. And I think that's what people tend to forget that Eric Bieniemy brought to this team before he left.
Yeah, sleeping with Bieniemy. Yeah, I think that's pretty it's pretty crazy stuff that I've thought about over the last couple of years since he has left, especially with Matt Nagy. Also, too, that was a movie reference, Fizz. You didn't get it whatsoever. Sleeping with the enemy, sleeping with Bieniemy.
Oh my damn. Okay. All right, hold up, brother.
Sorry, I said that a little bit too fast for
you.
You
Got them bars, man. Go ahead, big dog. My bad. Go ahead. I'm gonna hit the beat for you. We hit the beat, man. Drop some lyrics, brother. You doing it, man. I ain't mad at you.
Oh my God. I'm not trying to sleep with Eric Bieniemy. All right. Is that what you were thinking?
No, I'm saying, but I didn't even catch the entendre. You feel me? So you got it, bro. Listen, that was my boy Red said, boo, that wasn't hot enough, man. Maybe because you didn't like you gotta say it in a way where it was going rhyme, like make it, you know what I'm saying? You gotta drop a bomb, you know, right? But it was a slick line though. Sleeping with Bieniemy. I got you, brother. I got you, man.
Regardless, the fact that he has not really gotten a job, I know that I believe he was at UCLA for a little bit after he left as their RB coach.
Yeah, they hired him for 1 year.
Yeah, they had him for 1 year. I do believe he was with Chicago in some capacity last year as well. I saw, it might have been actually this past year. I saw him in the draft room with Ben Johnson? Making their different selections. I think actually he was the one that really wanted Kyle Monangai. There we go, right there. He is the Bears RB coach. So he's the reason why the running game looks like such trash out in Chicago. It's been so terrible. But the fact that he has not gone back to Kansas City or has had any other opportunities outside of these RB coaches, Fizz, it makes me question, was he actually the one that was in Kansas City orchestrating that amazing offense that we saw for so many years? Because the more and more time passes by, the more I appreciate guys like Tom Brady, where it's just like we question whether or not, was it him, was it Bill Belichick, was it him, or was it Josh McDaniels? Because all of these coaches with these Hall of Fame level talents, Fizz, they just never look nearly as good as they were with that talent. So with Patrick Mahomes and Eric Bieniemy, the more that I see him not really get jobs, the more that I see him not really produce in the NFL like he did with the Chiefs, makes me highly question, was it mainly Patrick Mahomes or was it mainly Eric Bieniemy? And that's probably why with Matt Nagy, they're like, well, you know, him being in the building, he's probably easier to deal with than Eric Bieniemy, because I will agree with you on that one thing, that he is a tough coach. He will get on your ass. Maurice Jones-Drew talked a lot about that on his latest episode with Steve Smith Sr. So I do think that Patrick Mahomes, if he wants to get back to that Hall of Fame level projection, or not just, he is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Tom Brady being one of the greatest of all time. The last couple of years, he has not looked like that. Patrick Mahomes. And if he wants to get back to that, it's just like he needs to be willing to put himself on a whole other level threshold, a whole other level. So I have no other way to end this discussion, Fizz. We can move on to something else.
No, I got you. What's good, Big E? I will say this though, right? To end things on this note of this team. I hear what you're saying, and I think you are right. Guys like Pat Mahomes and Brady are very different, right? And we tend to think that maybe it's the coach, because we haven't seen Pat without Andy Reid yet. That's the biggest question, right? But I would just say this. I look at that same conversation where we just had about EB and Pat, and I'm gonna just say, when I look at damn, I had a damn point now. Hold on. When I look at what Pat is doing, and you, like you just said, he's done it without him being there. But I will say, That's because he hasn't missed the Super Bowl. The defense, other pieces of the vehicle have picked up and accelerated and gave him what he needed, right? And I'll just say this: the same way how we had these private conversations about doing the podcasting and being on the screen. I'm not saying that you in particular. I'm just saying people that do work in tandems, like me and you together, Mike and Adam. You know what I'm saying? If one of us does an episode or a show or something else without the other person, will it hit the same?
Don't tune in for mine by myself. Oh my God, it would be terrible. Fizz, we talk about this all the time.
I know.
If you ever retire, audience, if Fizz stopped doing this, you will never see my ugly ass again. Ever. You won't see my A's hats. You won't see my drip. None of that. You'll never see me again. You will see my writing because I could revert back to that.
Yeah.
But I already know my weaknesses. I know my strengths. I know I'm at my best with you, Fizz, and with the audience. So,
well, I'll say this. First of all, we don't want you to quit the game, my brother. But I'm just saying that to say the same way how you brought up Brady and Pat, maybe Pat being okay without EB. I think that's easy to say because it kind of sort of worked. But I think to get at his best, the way he need to be, maybe he need to call him and say, look, coach, I realize I miss you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the same way EB hasn't gotten a job in different places in Excel, maybe he needs Pat Mahomes. That's easy to say. I need one of the greatest of all time, but I'm just saying he might need that Pat Mahomes. Like, that might have been his guy. And then it hurt his feelings. Like, damn, bro, they got rid of me and I just won a Super Bowl. Like, I mean, people are people, man. People are human. So I just think the EB and Pat connection needs to be back, whether it's on a minimum role basis. He could be the RB coach in Kansas City, but actually be coaching the QBs. You know what I'm saying? Just bring him in the building, man, because Matt Nagy, he's a gnat. He's Nagy. He's I don't know, man. He's something, right? He's just there. But
he has not made the team better since he's been there. Matt Nagy's only made the team worse. We're not behind those closed doors, Fizz. We don't know why they moved on from Eric Bieniemy. We're just guessing right here. But I will say, from the things that I've heard, he is a tough coach. And maybe that's what Patrick Mahomes needs in order to get back to being that unstoppable elite level. Not just the guy who, when he makes the playoffs or when he gets to the Super Bowl, everyone's like, well, what do you expect? Now, I want him to be taking souls and making people want to retire like he did the first few years of his career, and we have not seen that whatsoever. So, we can move on, Fizz. What's the next game that you want to talk about?
Yeah, no, we definitely gonna move on, man. But it was a big discussion that I did want to bring up, bro. And before we move on, though, I will say I saw Red in the chat earlier say that Kansas City they're gonna lose another game this week, and the next couple of games is the Lions next week, very tough. The Raiders and the Commanders are the next 3 games. So that Lions game definitely gonna be tough, and even that Commanders game, man, they just kind of showed out this week. So we'll see, man.
Raiders game is a division, so I think they've split with the Raiders the last few years. So that's not one to go over either.
Well, I'd say this: if they let Geno Smith get out of his funk against them, then it's over with, bro. All right, because Geno look like I don't know, man. Pacino, I don't know, man. He's done. He's cooked, brother. He is cooked.
Don't say too many things bad about him. I'm trying to trade his
I know that's your guy. I know that's your guy, brother. I know. But let's get some of these games, man, because I did want to bring this one up. We ain't going to go through all of them, but I definitely want to bring some of the big games up. And I know people always forget about the Thursday night game because it's so far away. We almost like a whole full week away. But I will be remiss if I didn't bring up Mac Sauce Jones going out there, bro, dropping dimes on the Rams defense. One of the best defenses in the league, bro. And this division just pretty much saying, look, Purdy, I know you just got that almost $300 million, but hey, man, I'm here. You feel me? Your boy Mac Jones is here. Shanahan really wanted to draft me anyway, and they didn't. So I think my boy Mac Jones calling his own spot right now, Rock. And to go 33 for 49, 342 yards. He was limping almost the whole second half. I don't know if he was cramping or I know they say he ate like 10 bananas. So my boy really was apples and bananas, BANA. He was getting it in over there on the sideline. But did you think about the 49ers upsetting the Rams, man, and pretty much behind Mac Jones back and Kendrick Bourne of all people, right? Kendrick Bourne and Mac Jones, 2 expatriates going to San Fran and just pretty much saying, hey, It's Thursday night, baby. We're going to surprise y'all because, Rock, what is better than Thursday night football? Upsets and bad teams that should not win games. That always happens on a Thursday night. So, Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne and the 49ers, bro. What you think about that game, man?
That was pretty crazy. I remember tuning in to the second half because I missed the first half. And then I looked at my bench on one of my fantasy football teams, and I was like, Kendrick Bourne has how many fucking points? Oh my God. Wasn't this guy on the couch just only a few weeks ago? He hasn't been healthy for like 2 years, Fizz. But whenever he did play for the Patriots, he always easily looked like the best wide receiver that they had, which isn't saying much because the Patriots have been looking for somebody to throw the ball to ever since Edelman and Randy Moss left. It's just been all downhill since then. So to see Kendrick Bourne go out there when they didn't have George Kittle, Fizz. They didn't have Ricky Pearsall. They didn't have Jawan Jennings, and they didn't have Brock Purdy. So it looked like they didn't have a chance in hell to be able to not only just compete in this game, but win this game. But when you have Christian McCaffrey, who I believe is only behind like Puka Nacua as far as catches go, who is only behind Puka Nacua and Jake Ferguson with targets, Fizz.
Yeah.
That guy has been a wide receiver 1 and an RB1 at the same damn time, which is absolutely insane to see Mac Jones be able to go out there and bring to fruition what Kyle Shanahan has always wanted. He always wanted Mac Jones. He didn't want Trey Lance, Fizz. He always wanted Mac Jones, and this is the reason why. So I'm enjoying the Mac Jones show. Yeah. And to see him to go into LA it was a awesome game. Absolutely awesome game. That 389 yards that Matt Stafford passed for, that's the most ever by a Rams QB. So in a game, which is...
It was much overdue, bro. We needed a Matt Stafford game like this, man. We've been waiting on a Matt Stafford game like this.
He had 375 yards the week before. And so to be able to pass for over 375 in back-to-back weeks, Fizz, this is a guy that people were scared to draft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've been waiting on this Matt Stafford. And remember, the back, my neck and my back, like I wasn't worried about it, bro. But I kept telling you, he was putting the Aaron Rodgers. Look, man, my back hurt, coach. Can't make it to practice this week. I catch y'all in September. I'm telling you, that's what he was doing, bro.
Biz, that wasn't it. I'm telling you, it was the immortal chamber. That immortal chamber, man. They need to put one of those in front of every NFL facility. Turn back the time for every NFL player like Aaron Rodgers, like Matthew Stafford. Man, they need to put that shit in front of the Browns Stadium. Give that shit to Joe Flacco so he can go back to being an elite QB, Fizz. I don't want to see Dylan Gabriel. I want to see Joe Flacco go up there and try to win some games. But regardless, I thought this was a pretty awesome game. What was it? I had a stat from Kyron Williams that was pretty Kyron Williams set career highs. He had 8 receptions, he had 66 yards, and he had 2 receiving touchdowns, Fizz. But when he fumbled, it wasn't even so much his fumble. It was an amazing play by that DT who was double teamed. He was being held on both sides, and somehow he reached this giant mitt and he punched the hell out of that ball right before the Rams. That is a game-saving play.
That is a storyline Disney movie type thing, bro. Like you literally like 1 inch away from the goal line and you punch the ball. I'm starting to think a lot of these football players go to the boxing, man. They got to be taking boxing training. There's a lot of punching out of the ball around here. A lot of body shots getting thrown.
A lot of aggression.
I'm telling you, a lot of body shots getting thrown, man. That was... Rod, if you want to talk about losing the game in a way that's take your soul, that was a take your soul type of loss, man, with that punch out, bro.
Did you see Kyron Williams on the sideline? He was devastated.
He was
devastated.
Bro. I feel bad. I feel real bad for him, man.
But what was even more devastating, Fizz, as amazing as that game was, as amazing it is to see our guy Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams just ripping shit apart. It made me sick to see what Sean McVay called on the game-deciding play. Right. You have Puka Nacua. You have Devontae Adams, and your choice to go to try to keep this game alive on 4th down is to run the damn ball.
Yeah, Rock. I couldn't believe that one, man. I could not believe I stayed up and watched that debacle. I would have rather seen it tie, man. I'd rather the Cowboys and Green Bay play again than to watch.
I don't think it was 4th and 1 either. It was like 4th and 3. And against the 49ers defense,
for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't a gimme whatsoever. So yeah, his ass got stopped, but at least, with one of our favorite coaches, he took the full blame. He said you should never have called that play, that the loss is completely on him. So but regardless, these are two of the best teams. Fizz, you got the 49ers and Rams and the Seahawks. Those are three of the best looking teams in the NFC.
Right, and 4-1, 3-2, 3-2, 2-3. And the Cardinals, I mean, we all
Cardinals
know
are ass. We're going to talk about them later.
They should be 0-5, but that's a whole nother story. And but I'm just saying, man, the Rams right now definitely look like the most dominant team in their division, even after the loss. But San Fran definitely.
I want to say that. I'd say the 49ers.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean,
the 49ers didn't have Slick Rick, they didn't have Jawan, they didn't have Kittle, and they didn't have Brock, and they won the game.
I'm chopping that up to a Thursday night game, right? If it was Sunday, I think it wouldn't happen. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. But I will say though,
this might be a bad take, Fizz, but I've actually enjoyed the Thursday night games.
I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying Thursday.
Everyone says they're bad, Fizz. Everyone talks shit about the Thursday night games. I'm like, they've actually been pretty good.
No, but I'm just saying the games have been good. I'm just saying sometimes the losing team pulls out wins on Thursdays. It's just like a thing that happens. Like the Giants, they had one of the worst games of this week, which we'll probably get to. They play Philly this week. If they go out there and beat Philly, just remember this conversation.
Oh my God.
Just remember this conversation.
If they go out and beat Philly, I don't know how to start the next week's show then. That's going to be wild.
I'm going to replay what we just said. That's what I'm going to do. I just told you what's going to happen.
All right.
But yeah, shout out to this division, man. NFC West, they definitely look like one of the best in the NFC, if not the league, for sure. Rock, man, I'm not gonna lie though, bro. I think we said we weren't going to do it. I'm gonna just bring the score up. I just want to bring the score up. We won't talk about it because it was what it was. Hopefully, Lamar Jackson gets back, but they do play the Rams next week, and then it's a bye week, Rock. So, I know we talked about it on the phone, and you pretty much said it is win the rest of the games or go home. After that bye week, I guess what I'll do instead of looking at this game, I just look at the schedule and you tell me, Rock, what you think. Now, granted, I was the one that said the Ravens, don't worry about it, don't panic. And you were the one that said I'm panicking. So I won't act like you are delusional and I'm the one that's really delusional because I am.
Thank you for telling the people exactly. Yeah,
for sure. I'm gonna give you flowers, but I'll just say going through, I'm gonna just give you this one, bro. We got the Rams next week. What we looking like? L, right?
If Lamar here, this is what I'll tell people.
Okay.
If you don't have Lamar Jackson, if you don't have Kyle Hamilton, if you don't have Marlon Humphrey, if you don't have
then Roquan
Smith, they had their 7 highest paid players out for this game, Fizz. So if all you have is Cooper Rush and Mark Andrews, you're not going to win. And nobody on defense.
$300 on Cooper Rush. Yikes.
Oh my God. So I will say this. If you have someone in fantasy football, who are they playing next week? The Rams?
The Rams, yes.
Puka Nacua is going to set every day. He's already broken every record, Fizz. He's going to break all the records he's broken before and set new ones against the Ravens next week. Play Kyron Williams, play Puka Nacua, play Devontae Adams, and enjoy the fireworks that are going to happen in next week's game. So it is unfortunate. You just can't do anything, Fizz, when all your best soldiers are dead. You know, they're all dead right now. They're on IR. Yeah. We're not going to see them for a while. So it is what it is.
Well, I did say this, though, Rob. I'm going to give you a little bit of hope, brother. Let's just say Lamar doesn't make it until after the bye week, week 8. Chicago Bears, Miami Dolphins on a Thursday. So I just told you about Thursday nights now. Thursday night, Miami Dolphins. Minnesota, Cleveland, the Jets, the Bengals, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Fizz, it would be nice to win all those games if we had our players healthy. None of them are healthy, though.
I'm just saying with LJ8 back there, baby, the same way we talk about Pat Mahomes being that guy no matter what's around him, I'm betting on Lamar getting out of whatever slump funk that they've been in. And Derrick Henry, though, bro, I think a lot of it is Derrick Henry. The King just not the King right now, man. Because I feel like even with Lamar hurt, I would think the King could at least. I mean, he's played with worse talent at quarterback than Cooper Rush, and he still had 200-yard games. Now, granted, that was when he was in his 20s, but I'm just saying, man, I think Derrick Henry got to get back locked in, man. Maybe he need to put a wig on, man. He cut his locks, and he's locked up ever since, man. So we got to figure out what to do with the King, man. But I won't talk you too long on this one because I know you ain't feeling it, bro. I'll bring this one up.
That was the worst. Just so you know, I was previously at the worst home loss. This was years ago, and it was against the freaking Steelers. I was so hyped up. Terrell Suggs, T-Sizzle came out with his Bane mask. Fizz, I was wearing my Bane shirt that day. I thought everything was going to go our way. My wife looked at me, and I was just like looking at my shirt, and it was the worst home loss in Ravens history. And then look what they did this past weekend. It was even worse than that one. This was the worst home loss they've ever had. 44-10, Fizz. So
he was hoping Bane blew up the field like he did on that Batman movie.
That would have been way better. That would have been way better.
Shout out my boy Chakao is in the building, man. Dynasty Noob in the building, man. And Govnick, man. I ain't forget y'all. I see y'all in the chat, baby. We appreciate you for the show, man. Yeah, shout out my boy Govnick, man. You know we got to get it popping, man. Whenever I see that, I don't know, Rock. I got to give you one before we close out, though. What the hell happened for them Ravens, baby? But, Rock, man, this is one that I just had to bring up because, man, nobody ever wants to talk about the Miami Dolphins and Carolina Panthers. I'm sorry, Jake, but we don't want to do it, bro. People might turn the damn channel if we talk about this game for too long. But I will say, Rock, this was a hell of a game for two quarterbacks that right now we have so many questions about. Tyreek Hill not playing, Chuba Hubbard not playing. The best offensive players on both sides of the ball are out. So we automatically thinking, man, nobody won the game, man. And just so happened, it's one of the best games of the day, man. It was definitely one of those ones that people, if you didn't see it, you might have missed something. So Tua, man, he went 256, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And it's probably right. I will say he did play the Panthers, so please excuse me. But when you look at this rushing game, Rock, 14 attempts for a total of 19 yards, bro. What is this? Right? So when
that's the second lowest rushing yards allowed in their team history, Fizz. 1.36 yards per rush, 19 yards,
Rock,
just like you said.
When you have 19 rushing yards and your quarterback still threw 3 touchdowns and 250 plus 75% completion, you got to give your flowers to Tua for being efficient because clearly the running game wasn't working. So all they had to do was stop the receiving game or the passing game, and they didn't. So shout out to Tua, man, for stepping up. We know he lost, but in a loss came a guy which, and I'm going to bring this up to you, Rocky. You let me know if I'm wrong. I believe, I'm not saying that they don't need Tyreek Hill on the field. That I'm not saying. But I believe a guy like Tua, who we saw kind of have this mental breakdown with Brian Flores when he was there as a coach, I think a guy like Tyreek just demands so much pressure for a guy like Tua that I think Tua...
He had Patrick Mahomes. He had Patrick Mahomes as his previous QB, Fizz. Tua never going to be Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly. Now I'm going to say this. Perfect example, right? A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown... for the last 2 years have been complaining. And Jalen Hurts, he don't move. He's just a different guy. He's so cool and calm. Tua, actually the guy who took Jalen Hurts' job in Alabama, Tua seems to be a little rattled when he's not comfortable, man. He seemed like he don't really know how to adjust when things get uncomfortable. And I'm not saying that Tyreek was a QB basher, but I don't know if Tyreek being in that locker room and all this and that, because you can see it in Tua's press conferences, man. He don't really take up for Tyreek. He just say like little slick, subtle stuff. So I'm saying all that to say, I'm not saying they're going to get more wins, but I think you might see a more consistent Tua because he doesn't have that monkey on his back of, if I don't get Tyreek Hill the ball, I'm going to hear about it for the next 3 days in a row. So I'm just saying they play the Carolina Panthers. I know this wasn't the best defense, but this is as efficient as I done seen from Tyreek Hill. Tua in a long time, Rock, with 75% completion, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a run game that averaged 1 yard a carry, though, bro. So what do you think about Tyreek Hill being missing, and does this help Tua the QB, not the fantasy point scorer.
Fizz, I think that's a great theory. I love, that trail you're going down when it comes to the psychological part of the game. I think you're wrong, Fizz. And this is the reason why. I remember a few weeks ago after the Bills loss, or the Dolphins lost to the Bills. Remember I asked you, is this McDaniel's fault or is this Tua's fault? Or also the GM as well? Yeah. And I took this as Tua and the GM's fault. And I think that Mike McDaniel has done the very best he could with Tua's game. Tua is severely limited as far as his NFL prowess. He cannot throw the ball deep downfield, which is what you need when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Everything is short. Everything is condensed. You can do great things, Fizz. You can have those high completion percentages when you're not passing the ball deep downfield. And also, too, with the amount of yak that both of these guys can get for Tua, that also pads his stats as well. But he is severely limited when it comes to his arm strength. He's obviously psychologically affected. I don't know if it's from having Brian Flores as a coach, having Tyreek Hill cussing him out on the sideline. I don't know what it is. Mike McDaniel's probably trying his best to chill his ass out, and you couldn't ask for a better coach when it comes to that, Fizz. And despite all of this shit, he has not looked any better than he has his rookie season. That's the sad thing. You have Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. You have all these QBs that looked like ass, and then they had to go to a different situation, and they look way better. Geno Smith, you name it, Fizz. I would take Geno Smith and Twice on Sundays as a better QB than Tua. He hasn't done it, and he's looked way worse.
Damn, come on, Rock, man.
So I do appreciate, Fizz. I asked you yesterday to get me fired up with some bullshit. This is some bullshit about Tua. I can't stand his ass. And Trevor Targaryen, he was getting pretty close to there himself, too. Both of those guys have really underperformed over the last few years. I don't care about what he did last night. He needs to do that like 10 more times, Fizz, before he gets right with the world. So.
Hey, hold up, man. My boy went from T-Rock to Heat Rock. Man, my boy is heated over here, man. He's cooking. I'm just saying, Rock, you got to slow down on Tua Tagovailoa, big dog. I'm just saying, man. I hear what you're saying, though, Rock. Man, I'm going to the mental. I'm saying that brother might need to call a therapist, man. He might need it, man. But we don't want to talk long on this game, but we will give my boy Jake his flowers because he is officially a Carolina Panthers employee and he loves his guys. Unfortunately, though, Bryce Young, not even 200 yards. You want to talk about underwhelming performances, Rock? What's up with these Alabama QBs named Tua and Bryce? Because, man, we don't know what the hell is going on with what they do on the field. Especially Bryce Young. Even when he wins, it looks like he lost in spirit, right? He just doesn't look like a good quarterback. It just look like copy and paste. Like you could put anybody in his offense and they can do what he's doing. But we don't want to talk about him because we talking about Rico Dowdle, right? And it's so funny. Me and my father was talking about fantasy football the other day, and we was breaking down some stuff. And he was like, man, who was that running back that y'all had last year? This dude, I can't remember his name, but I was trying to figure out why y'all named him the starter. And I was like, who, Rico Dowdle? Rock, I promise you, me and my father had this conversation on Thursday, I believe, or Friday. And then, boom, Rico Dowdle comes out. And I text him, I said, Pops, remember that running back he was talking about? Yeah, he just went for 200 yards. I don't know if he heard us or he had to remind everybody, but 206 yards, almost 9 yards a carry. And Rod, this is the first 200-yard game of the season, man. So no Chuba Hubbard, no worries, no problems. But, man, I wish Chuba could have played for my fantasy teams, Rod. Maybe we would have got 300 yards, man. But shout out Rico and his moment. What you thought about that big game? And I'm not going to ask you, did you see it coming? But what's your take from it? Because now everybody questioning is he like competition for Chuba? Is Chuba's job locked in as the locked-in clear 101? Or where we at with this backfield right now after this 200-yard explosion from Rico Dowdle, bro?
Well, as someone who talked a whole bunch of shit about Rico Dowdle last year, saying that he wasn't really an RB1, that he was more of a backup RB that just got his opportunity, Fizz, I obviously didn't believe my own shit that I was talking about him because I started him every week or everywhere I could in all my matchups this past week. Fizz, the guy got me like 30 plus points in all my matchups. So absolutely love being able to see that. This is the first time in his career he's gone over 200 yards. That is not something most RBs are only going to be able to do. This is the third most scrimmage yards, Fizz, in a single game in Panthers franchise history. Christian McCaffrey did it twice, where he had over 200 scrimmage yards. So he is third behind Christian McCaffrey. Also, too, Fizz, did you know that the Panthers at one point in this game were down 17 points?
Yes, I was watching. I was watching.
This is their biggest comeback in franchise history. At least they're tied with it. They tied with that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. No, that was just crazy. That was just crazy work.
Yeah,
just for them to come back from 17 down, and
that the state of the Miami Dolphins, brother.
I think by them holding the Dolphins to only 19 rushing yards, Fizz, that's what kept them in this game. Because obviously, with all the shit I just talked about Tua, he can't pass. So if you're holding their best player on offense, Devon Achane, to only 19 rushing yards, and Tua can't pass, well, then you're always going to have a chance, even if your quarterback is Bryce Young. But they didn't need Bryce Young as much as they needed Rico Dowdle. So shout out to Rico. He proved my ass wrong. I talked a whole bunch of smack about him last year, saying he was overrated. And then to see him be the backup to Chuba, I felt like it was affirming everything I saw. The guy is just a backup. But even backups, they can have career days, which is what he did.
Well, I think you was hating on Rico because he's the Cowboys too, man. But we'll get past that, brother. All right, we'll let the stars shine where they shine, big dog. But my boy Ted McMillan, man, 73 yards, 6 receptions. He is the clear one. And of course, my boy Lee Getty scored the touchdown and he got the dollar bill and he went it. My boy
like a career game for his ass. He
got 2 receptions, 31 yards of the touchdown. Shout out my boy, Big Dollar Bill, Lee Get in the building. Raccoon soup is getting cooked tonight, baby. All right. Let's go ahead and keep it moving, though, Rock. Your Raiders, your favorite team of all time, lost to the Colts, man. 6-40. Daniel Jones, your new favorite quarterback, has stepped up in this game, man. He's doing what he's doing. Jonathan Taylor, though, that was his game, man, to take over. We won't touch on that one too much, but Saints and the Giants, Rock. This is another game that we normally wouldn't speak on for two bad teams. But just speaking on it because your boy Jackson Dart, man, he had a stinker of a game. And it wasn't that he played bad. He just made terrible decisions. So I guess he played bad, right? But I'm saying he looked like a guy that I still trust going forward. It's just he got that rookie fever. He want to make plays that he shouldn't. He's throwing passes that he just forcing. And it's like, bro, just slow down a little bit. Calm down and just play quarterback. So I think all those jitters are going to get out of his system at some point. He had 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, costly interceptions at that. And did you see that video I sent you on IG, bro? Your boy Scatterboo?
Yeah, him going absolutely crazy all the damn time.
He's a wild dude, man. And I forgot the was it
Sleeper changed his profile pic to
they did
that video. It's just absolutely hilarious.
And I think it was I forgot the defender. He said, man, this dude Scatterboo remind me of just a bad little kid, man. He just one of them kids that when they on the foot,
he's a problem child.
Yeah, he's like a bad little kid, man. He's like, dog, this man do not slow down. Like he don't sit down, he keep moving. But yeah, I mean, again, this is the Giants. We didn't expect much from them. But I will say on the other side of the field, man, I know people don't seem to care, Rock, but that boy Spencer Rattler is putting his name out there as an efficient backup in the league. I'm not going to say he can be a future starter because we all know this next class coming in and the next class coming in. But shout out my boy Jameis Winston. I love him to death. That's my dog. But if Jameis keep getting jobs and Russell Wilson keep getting jobs and Cooper Rush keep getting jobs, you can't tell me Spencer Rattler right now with what he has around him doesn't look efficient enough, man, to say, hey, next year, I need you over here with me after the Saints get rid of you for whoever they start at QB. So I want to give Rat a little bit of love, man. The Rat man is doing his thing, Rock. No questions about it. And Rashid Shaheed, man, finally gave us one of them plays, Rock. Big play, 87 yards. touchdown, 114.
Only took 2 years, and for him not to be hurt, that's all it took in order for us to finally see a good game from his ass.
Other than that, though, man, it's the Saints being the Saints, and that's pretty much all we got to say about that. Rob, we know we got to talk about this one more so for my side of town, but hey, man, I tried to get my word this thing done. I couldn't get it because I was in here bull jiving this morning. But Rock, baby, let's talk about the MVP. Rock, hold up now. My boy Dak Prescott looking like the MVP of the league. And for those that didn't know, you take away all his weapons, CeeDee Lamb, Turpin, the offensive line. We done lost about 4 offensive linemen this year, Rock, alone, right? 2 of them for most.
That's why I wasn't picking them and start shit. I was picking other QBs ahead of them because usually when you miss not 1, not 2, not 3, but when you miss 4 of your starting 5 offensive linemen, you usually don't have a shot in hell, Fizz. And I guess they didn't need any of those offensive linemen whatsoever. The running game, the passing game, it did not matter. They were able to do whatever they wanted to these hapless Jets. Or Fizz, you know that the Jets have not scored a touchdown in the first half since week 1? It's week 6 now.
You know what makes it even crazy is that week 1 we thought the Jets were here because they played so well against the Jets. I mean, against the Pittsburgh Steelers that we was like, oh yeah, this is what we have coming going forward, and it ain't look nothing like that first game, Rock, at all.
Kenneth, let him have his fun. Why do you got to come in here and kill the vibe? He's 0 shot MVP, 0 shot. Fizz, what are the odds on Vegas right now for Dak to win MVP? I want to know.
Let's look it up, man. Since Ken Dog, man, he up in here, man. Ken, we gonna get you up out of here, bro. What the hell are you talking about? Dak Prescott ain't Hey, Rock, can you look that up while I do this? Because I'm over here.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm on the controls, man, on the DJ booth. But I will just say, Rock, while I break this down, you looked at Devontae Williams, 16 attempts, 135 yards, 8 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. You want to talk about a valuable player? Forget about where you took the guy. Forget about where he landed on your team, your rosters. Forget about the NFL because nobody even wanted him in free agency. I think did we sign Miles Sanders before him? I want to say we probably did. I don't even remember. But the fact that Javonte Williams was thrown to the Wolves and he came to the Cowboys with no offensive line this week, all our starters were out. And even last week when we had 2 starters out, since he touched the turf and the grass against the Philadelphia Eagles week 1, last week, every single week, this guy is letting us know, yes, it is a 1-year deal, but Javonte Williams is out there balling, man. And that number 33, I wasn't really feeling right, but I don't mind it now, man. Look good when you're doing what he doing, man. So Javonte Williams, it might be Dak is the MVP and Javonte Williams is the 6th man, baby. We're going to get a comeback player, whatever you want to call it. Javonte Williams is doing his thing right now, Rock. And I'm not saying that I'm bragging too high, too loud, because we played the Jets. That's what all people going to say. It's the Jets, bro. Calm down. Man, you play who you play, man. I don't want to hear none of that garbage y'all talking about. We went up against the Green Bay Packers, who they said was going to smack us, Rock. The Packers and the Smackers, and guess what? We tied with them bums. So I'm just saying, we ain't got no worries about or nothing over here, Rock. You know what I'm saying? Let us know about Javonte Williams and give my boy Ken Dog the odds so he can win some money because he's tripping over there, man.
Well, you guys still have the worst defense in the NFL. You guys still don't have a shot in hell to doing anything worthwhile when it comes to playoff times. I will say that. I also like how I just shit all over Ken for killing your vibes. Ken, that's my job. That's why I need that all for myself. Josh Allen is number 1 in the MVP odds, plus 135. Your dude, my homies, 470 right behind him. Baker. So he's at plus 950. Jordan Love is 4th. Jared Goff is 5th. Matthew Stafford is 6th. Justin Herbert is 7th. Then we get to Dak Prescott. He has the 8th best odds at plus 2,200. He is ahead of Lamar, Hurts, Daniel Jones, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Sam Darnold. So,
well, I'm gonna say this. I think he's so low, if I had to give my real opinion, because they don't think the team is going to win enough games to actually, justify MVP like season.
And
But
you have to win a game in the playoffs too. I feel like that's the ultimate thing that
that's the
swung in
tiebreaker.
Josh
I do
Allen's
believe
way
they
last
keep that
year.
way. I'll just say the reason why I believe that though is because of the actual team's record, and I say that because Justin Herbert has way more around him. Josh Allen, all these guys you name, bro, have just the Jordan Love, the best defense in the league on paper from what we saw the last couple of weeks before we played them. If Dak Prescott has nothing around him, he even lost CeeDee Lamb, and he's playing this way, how is he not even close to where these guys are? So I think the record at the end of the season is probably why that has something to do with the odds. But Ken, I'm glad you brought that up, big dog, because when I get paid next week, I'm going to put $45 on top of $1, baby. We're going to get that money up. We're going to get it. We're going to cash out, Rock. You know what I'm saying? Govedick know what's good. He said he going to take them odds. What's up with it, man?
Yeah, I wish that we would have known about those odds for the Titans-Cardinals game, which we could which we'll talk about later. But real quick, before we move on from the Cowboys,
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to, do you know who Clayton Adams is, Fizz? Clayton Adams.
I know the name. That's
well, you should know him. He's the OC for the Cowboys. He is the former offensive lineman coach for the Cardinals. The Cardinals have had one of the most dynamic run schemes over the last few years. I think Clayton Adams is a huge reason why they're running the ball so effectively in Dallas this season. I think that's just one of those under the radar stories that people need to think more about. Clayton Adams. He's done a hell of a job with Dallas.
Well, I'm glad you brought me that, Rob, because I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I thought Schottenheimer was really the boss of calling the plays. So I wasn't even locked into our OC because I'm so locked in on Schottenheimer being the offensive guy. I'm more worried about Matt Eberflus calling the damn defense. That's a name I don't want to hear no more. He's got to be one of the worst defensive coordinators in the league. We all knew that coming into the season, and I don't know why the hell the Cowboys thought that he would work out. So that was a name that I don't want to hear, but I definitely can't forget about until he's out of the building, though, bro. So
yeah.
As long as we're winning games, we're 2-2. But if they win games, they're gonna be hard to kind of move on from that. But to move on for the next one, man, just get it. The Jets, man, Justin Fields, who we talked about on the phone a little while ago.
Let's get justice for Fields. That's what he needs. He needs some justice.
People are still gonna say, "Oh, Fields ain't that good," and this and that. Rock, I'm not gonna lie. The defensive line played their ass off, though. I never seen our defensive line look the way they look. No game except for this week, and they sacked Justin Fields of all people 5 times. He had 46 attempts, almost 70-yard completion. Yes, it was a lot of it was in garbage time, but my biggest thing in garbage time, Rock, is in garbage time you make bad decisions. And Justin Fields, I keep saying Justin Fields. Justin Fields doesn't have an interception. He's efficient as the QB. The problem is he does it so late that it's taking too long to kind of get through to when they're going to win the game and lock in. And I know they were down big early in this game. I hated that I got to kind of justify that Justin Fields is a good quarterback because I know people probably looking like, man, can you be quiet, please? But I'm just being honest and saying that it's a lot more going on with the Jets than Justin Fields. And I think if they had a Cooper Rush, they definitely wouldn't have one win. So they don't have one win now, but they definitely wouldn't have one if Cooper Rush was there. So I just hate that this flack that my boy Fields get, knowing that Breece Hall is playing some great ball because of Justin Fields being so adverse. Garrett Wilson looks like a locked-in receiver one every single week, and a lot of people thought that, maybe he was going to have a slump. So a lot of good things, Mason Taylor, a lot of good things coming from Justin Fields playing quarterback. The wins aren't adding up, and I think, Rob, this defense has 0 turnovers. 0. I mean, double jeopardy 0, bro. How can you win a game if the defense doesn't have 1 turnover? It's bigger than Justin Fields out there with the Jets, man. So I don't want to keep hearing the hate that my boy get, man. What you think about these Jets? And we're going to move on, big dog.
Fizz, you know who's ahead of Justin Fields? I almost said Justice myself. You know who's ahead of him in points per game as far as the QB position? You got Josh Allen. You have Lamar Jackson, you have Patrick Mahomes, and that's it. He is 4th in points per game. Fizz, I went to all my leagues last night asking for a first. No one wants him. It doesn't matter if he's scoring over 20 points per game. People don't want him. They don't believe in him. They think that with him being 0-5 right now, it's only going to be a matter of time where they bench his ass. But I don't know what you're going to do with Tyrod Taylor that's going to make the situation any damn
unless
better.
you're trying to lose and get a better pick. That's the only reason why you would bench.
That's it. Garrett Wilson is 6th as far as wide receivers in points per game. So, like, he's having one of the better seasons he's had as well, too. So, it's not the offense. It is kind of the offense, too. It
is.
It's just a whole shit show. Aaron Glenn, he inherited just I don't know what you want to call it, a trap house where it's falling apart. There's a whole bunch of unspeakable things that are happening in the basement. He peels up the carpet that they put over the floorboards. There's a giant hole in the floor. He's about to fall through it. It looks like the house. Remember in Home Alone 2, where it just looked like it was his uncle that was doing it remodeled?
Rob, I ain't gonna lie. You said trap house. I thought of Gucci Mane, man, selling out the trap. I ain't thinking about what you was talking about. You talking about Macaulay Culkin. I'm thinking about Young Jeezy selling that Macaulay Culkin, man. The Snowman. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm talking about the scariest looking house on the corner. You know, Leprechaun, or what was it called? In the Hood kind of shit.
Yeah, Leprechaun in the Hood, baby. There we go. It is Halloween town, October, you know.
Exactly.
He's somewhere on Elm Street right now. That's for sure. I think the New York Jets Stadium is on Elm Street, and there's a lot of nightmares going down out there, though. Rock. But
you know what's sad though? Aaron Glenn, he had one moment where Liam Cohen, he had his Duval moment. Liam Cohen, or Aaron Glenn had his moment with the dance against the Bucks when he thought he had won the game with only a minute left. They scored that touchdown. And he's dancing like this and shit. He looking like freaking Michael Jackson and Thriller on the sideline. And that's probably going to be the nicest, happiest moment we see for Aaron Glenn all damn year, because this team is 0-5. They're the worst in the NFL right now. It is not looking good. So
yeah. Other than him high stepping on the sideline, that's pretty much been the biggest highlight of their season, man. Lep in the hood, up to no good, governor, for sure, man. Shout out my boy Dustin is in the building. What's good with you, bro? Rob, man, we're going to get to this Eagles game. We're going to remind the people, man, don't forget to like and subscribe. We know you love while you're here, but please make sure you tap in when your ears here, baby. So we're going to go talk about these Eagles because they were undefeated. It ain't no more undefeated games and teams, should I say? And starting with the first team that lost was the Philadelphia Eagles. And I will say, Rock, I'm looking on the right side, 3-3, 7-7, and we thought it was over with. We thought that, well, I did anyway. The Broncos were, cooked. It was done. Philly is up, 17-3, and I don't see why or how the Denver Broncos can come back in this game. Little do we know, man, fourth quarter does exist. So let me know what you thought about this game, your first takes of it, before we get the individual sides of each side of the ball, bro.
Well, Fizz, when you run the ball only 11 times and you only go for 30 yards, that's not good. I think that's the whole reason why they ended up losing this game, Fizz. It is pretty wild that might be, what was Saquon Barkley's stats at the end of the game?
Right here, 6 attempts for 30 yards, and he had 3 receptions for 58 yards and a touchdown.
That has to be one of the worst rushing stat lines. That's like Giants days, man.
And Rob, what makes it worse is he averaged 5 yards to carry, so it wasn't like he had a bad rush average. He just didn't.
He had a long of 17 though. So but like, if you take away that one rush for 17, you have 5
more times. Maybe he would have had another one. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. He didn't get a chance to even start the engine. He was idle. He started the car and it was idle. He's burning up fuel and polluting the air, man. That's pretty much all he was doing in the backfield, bro.
But shout out to the Broncos defense. They got 6 sacks on Jalen Hurts, and this is their second ever road win versus the Eagles. The last one came in 1986, so they've been unlucky in Philadelphia, these Broncos. But yeah, this was a good game for all team around effort. Definitely. For Peyton, for Bo Nix, seeing everyone that got involved in this game. Cortland Sutton continues to be one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. Fizz. He goes 8 catches for 99 yards on 10 targets.
If you get those 100-yard bonus points in fantasy, you didn't get it this week, bro. I hate that 99, and you get 3 extra points for a 100-yard game, and you never get it. This game right here hurts you if that happened. But Rock, you know, all season mock drafts, we was going Cortland Sutton every time. I was reaching for him every chance I got a chance, bro, because I just believe he is the alpha in this offense, and there's clearly no question about it.
Yeah, and also too, I was telling people, be careful starting J.K. Dobbins. Man, J.K. Dobbins had the whole backfield to himself. This 20 carries, 79 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah,
R.J. Harvey, he's telling him, sit your ass on the bench for a little while longer. Wait until I tear my knee or pop my Achilles in week 10 or 11, because you know it's coming. J.K. Dobbins has never, ever been able to stay healthy. Breaks my heart every time. Ohio State, Baltimore Raven. Hey, I love seeing what I'm seeing from J.K. Dobbins, whether it was this year or last year. Just enjoy it while you got it. That's all I'm going to say.
That's it. And I did just want to say before we leave out, man, Philadelphia Eagles, they're no longer undefeated. They are probably, still one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFC East for sure. But I will just say, Rob, it's a lot. It's going to come down to middle of the season. I spoke about this 2 years ago when it happened, and I still believe that this is possible. They went on like a 9-game winning streak. They were 10-1 or 9-1, and then they lost the next 6 or 7 games, lost the playoffs against Tampa. I think I brought this up last week, and it's starting to give me that same feeling is what I'm trying to say. That, yes, we winning every week. Yes, it's ugly, but we're doing it, right? At some point, just like the Chiefs do it over the years, but they just have that, that oomph to get them through the playoffs, and we get them there. I think the Eagles, though, the one thing we know about the NFC, it's never a repeat offender, man. Every time the Super Bowl comes, it's a new team. Most times, it's not too many back-to-backs. AFC is pretty much locked down in Kansas City right now. So I'm saying all that to say, Rob, I think if Philadelphia Eagles want to solidify themselves as the best team, not just record-wise, but the best team that can knock down any other matchup that they play, they got to put up better offensive games than this. They talked about the passing game and how Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown were screaming and hollering about they want the ball. They had a hell of a game. Especially
they tried.
Yeah,
they got 10 targets to Slim. They got 8 targets to A.J.
But the problem is, it's almost like the OC heard, oh, okay, I'm running the ball too much, my bad. Let me throw the ball instead of running it. Like, no, let's get it balanced. I don't understand. You got Saquon Barkley and Smitty and AJ, and you can't balance the offense. So I don't know if the coach don't know, how to get both involved, but it seems like he took a day off on the run game for the passing game because he got tired of hearing people complaining, and they ended up losing behind it. So I hope that doesn't justify him to say, see, I gave y'all the passing. It didn't work. Let's get back to running and barely winning games. So we'll see what happens with the Philadelphia Eagles. Still no worries about them for the regular season. I just know come playoff time, man, teams like the Detroit Lions and the Rams and the 49ers, and these guys have balanced teams right now currently. And we're going to see what it look like, man, in December, man. Hopefully everybody's healthy. So we're going to get to the next one, though, Rock. We do appreciate everybody being here, man. It's a good flow we got going on. Seem like more eyes catchers. Probably the longer we stay on, we ain't going to keep y'all too long. But I will just say, man, we thankful to be here. We appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, baby. Get your coffee, get your water, re-up, whatever you got to do.
That's what I might need. Hit that
I know you do. I know you do. Get some damn water, man. Stick your head out the window and breathe. I don't care what you do. Don't forget to come back. We'll be right back, man. Intermission, check in, tap in. We'll be back, baby.
Welcome to South Harmon. We glad you here today. Like and subscribe, that's what we really appreciate. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Like and subscribe, that's what we really appreciate.
Yes, sir. Just like that, we back, man. I know that was the first half of the games, Rock. I want to say that was the last of the 1 o'clock games, if I'm not mistaken. What's your favorite thing, Rock, on Sundays, man? I know those 1 o'clock games are mostly packed, and the 4 o'clocks to me, on my time anyway, Eastern time, 4 o'clocks, man,
Mm-hmm.
they be snoozers sometimes, bro. How you feel when that 4 o'clock, 4:30 ish time hit? How you start feeling on the day?
Well, usually I've eaten way too much bullshit during the 1 o'clock games, Fizz, that by the time the 4 o'clock games, I'm like starting to fall asleep a little bit
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
Usually I tune in right during the last quarter and a half of those 4 o'clock games. That's usually how it goes. The last couple of weeks, Fizz, I've been shopping till I drop. It's been every day at the damn mall trying to figure out Christmas gifts for the wife. She's working really hard right now, so shout out to her.
Yes,
So
sir.
Sunday, I didn't watch as much football as I usually do. I was at the mall having a good ass time, looking at all the expensive shit I'll never be able to afford this. So that was my Sunday.
It's all good, bro. Well, I'm glad you answered the way you did because that pretty much fits with the next game we about to review, bro. And this game will put you to sleep, brother. If you didn't see it, you probably woke up like, "What the hell just happened?" Because
It's gonna put you in a coma, not just to sleep. You might
bro,
never
the
wake up again, Fizz.
Cardinals were up 24 or 21-6 at halftime. And no debating of how this game was going to end. We all knew the Cardinals should win, and they were going to win this game. And I'm not going to talk about it long because we all don't want to hear about the Cardinals and the Titans. I'll just say they got their first win. The Tennessee Titans did, looking horrible, but they won the game. You know what I'm saying? This is one of those, let's just go out here and get the team something. You know what I'm saying? And as much as people don't think Cam Ward is, as efficient as we like to hype him up to be, a lot of people are kind of doubting what's going on in Tennessee as a whole with the coaches, the coaching staff, the assistants. Cam Ward even said, "We ass." Like, that's literally what he said on the podium. And the coach kind of tried to tell him, like, "Hey, man, you can't say that." But I think the coach was saying, "Hey, man, you're going to get me fired." Well, I think the coach going to get himself fired the way they look. But I'm saying all that to say, man, Tennessee Titans had no chance to win this game. They never win games. And they won this game not because of themselves, but because this team right here, the Arizona Cardinals, Rob, is just a disgrace. They are horrible to watch. They need to move, man. Go to Orlando or something. I don't know, man. They just pissing me off every week, Rock, because they have so much talent. Kyler Murray, James Conner, who's out for the season now, Marvin Harrison Jr., McBride, even Michael Wilson. I liked him coming out, man, a couple years ago. And when I look at this team, Rock, it just makes my stomach hurt. D. Mercado had a 71-yard touchdown and throws the ball out of his hand at the one inch line.
It was 71.9999 yards. It wasn't 72, that's just what he needed. It was 71.999.
This is all signs of a bad team, Rock. And then I showed you the video. The coach punched him in his chest. He was so damn mad at him, bro.
Apparently, he apologized for that. He was pissed.
Bro,
obviously,
he should have been, because now the coach thinking, bro, that one play can get me fired, and it's not even my fault. So, and from what I read, Kyler Murray had a foot injury, and Brissett might even start next week. So this team is just all over the place. My biggest thing, Rock, I'm going to close out with this. I'm going to let you speak on it, whatever you want to say. Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride, they literally have 5 targets and 7 targets. Marvin Harrison caught 4 of his 5. Why doesn't he have 11 targets? Why doesn't McBride have 12 targets? Why does Greg Dortch have 2? Higgins have 2? Man, throw these 2 dudes at the top of the ball and let's get this damn score going, bro. What is going on with this offense, man? Why are guys like Higgins and Zay Jones getting the ball, right? What is going on here?
Don't know, Fizz.
This just pissed me off, man.
It is a damn shame. Here's some crazy ass stats, Fizz. These are going to either be eye popping or aggravating, however which side you want to take it. Titans pull off the largest fourth quarter comeback since 2006 when they were trailing 15 points, Fizz. Cam Ward, he threw 193 of his 265 yards in the quarter alone. At one point, Fizz, they had a 1.8% chance of winning this damn game, the Titans. So if you were at halftime, 21-6, if you would have put $50 down, you would have won like $2,800, Fizz.
Yeah.
And I saw some of those tickets after the game. But here are some in order for that to happen, you need a couple crazy ass freak turnovers. So Emery DeMarcado, like we just alluded to. He pulled off his best Adonai Mitchell impersonation. He dropped the ball right before crossing the touchdown plane, fumbled out of bounds, touchback. So that would have been a 72. That was probably the best play the Cardinals had on offense all damn day, and it didn't happen. Here's another crazier one that I can't even say this guy's name. Dadrion Taylor Demerson. Except
that was a good try, my brother. You got that one locked in off the top. A good one.
I appreciate that. I was practicing before we started. He intercepted Cam Ward on this insane pick. Absolutely insane. But then his ass fumbled the ball, and Tyler Lockett. That might be the only play Tyler Lockett. People forget he's on the team, Fizz. He recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. So absolute insanity, multiple turnovers. The Cardinals did not want to win this game. They were begging. They were begging Cam Ward and the Titans to beat them. And the Titans were like, all right, fine, we will. And that's how we ended up with this game, 22-21, Fizz.
Yeah, they got what they did. Bro, I just realized I'm looking at this thing where it says continue watching with NFL Plus. I have NFL Plus. I don't know why I never logged in. So I'm gonna try to figure that out next time.
No. Don't figure it out next time, because then the NFL,
yeah, you're right.
They do not mess around. Do not. We will be blacklisted. Never be on YouTube ever again, because they're trying to work out a deal to be on YouTube, Fizz. I think they're trying to do that over the next couple of years. The Roger Goodell's become real good buds with the CEO of YouTube. So we're going to see more of those games.
Sound like a smart man to me, brother. Smart man to me. Goodell, man, holla at your boy, man. I'm trying to get on, brother. All right. Tampa Bay, though, Rod. Tampa Bay, some of the most high-scoring offenses in the league, surprisingly. The Seattle
Probably
Seahawks.
The best game, Fizz.
It is, man. Seattle Seahawks. I think Mike, even on Friday, Mike had said, yeah, man, I think the best game of the week is unfortunately the Bucks and the Seattle Seahawks. And literally, little did we know this is the best game of the week. And it probably, not unfortunately, was a great game to watch. Baker Mayfield, man, I say this every year, and I'm going to continue saying it. As long as Baker's happy, the Bucks will look good, because he looks like a good, happy quarterback, man. And to only miss 4 passes, probably most weren't even probably his fault. 2 touchdowns, almost 400 yards. Rashad White, bro, 2 touchdowns. Not really efficient on the ground game, but 2 touchdowns. You know, that came through for him. And Emeka Mbuka, 7 receptions, 7 targets, 163 yards and a touchdown. We all know Rookie of the Year awards are being talked about at this moment. Pretty sure Mbuka, is not 1 or 2 for sure.
Who else would be close to Emeka?
I saw this the other day. It was
nobody.
I want to say it was an offensive lineman. So they probably gonna give it to the
have you ever heard of an offensive lineman winning Rookie of the Year?
No.
Unsubscribe from wherever the you saw that. I want to talk about this. Was a historical game, Fizz.
Go ahead. Break it down, brother.
Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold are the first QBs in NFL history to both pass for 325 yards and 80+% completion percentage in the same game. So 325, 80% completion percentage. Emeka Egbuka is the first player ever with 25+ receptions, 400+ receiving yards, and 5 touchdowns in his first 5 career games. The Bucks also are the first team to win 4 of their first 5 games via game-winning scores in the final minute. So lots of history was made in this game. You got Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, former Panthers. Sorry about that, Jake. Darnold, he said, do you remember the good old days in Carolina? And Baker Mayfield was like, man. The what days?
I mean, it's crazy to think that they were both on the same team at the same time, and now they're running their own teams, and they're going back and forth, leading the offenses to 38-35 scores. But, Rod, that's who it was. It was Tyler Warren. He was the other guy. Tyler Warren was next to Mbuka at the time. Now, I think Mbuka separated himself this week, but it was close before this week.
Unless Mbuka gets hurt, Tyler Warren, he is having an amazing season. Absolutely love seeing the Barbarian just tear shit apart in Indianapolis with Danny Dimes. But Emeka Ibuka is him, Fizz. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. No question.
he's like top 3 in fantasy points right now at the wide receiver position. So absolutely love being able to see that. I really wish Marvin Harrison Jr. would be doing that as well. But shout out to the Ohio State wide receivers. I understand LSU is wide receiver U, but Ohio State ain't nothing to snuff at either. Both him and JSN had amazing games this past weekend, Fizz. So absolutely love being able to see that from them. But yeah, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, they were in tough situations. They were in a very dark place, Fizz, at one point in their careers. And they've been put in the best position possible, especially with Sam Darnold. Everyone thought it was all their coach, Kevin O'Connell, last year in Minnesota. And it can be farther from the truth. Geno Smith, you want to leave? What's his face? Pete Carroll, you don't want to coach here anymore? Fine, we don't need your asses anymore. We're going to be better than we ever were with you guys. And unfortunately, with the Seahawks, they've been unlucky, Fizz. They played amazing, but they've had a couple of close games just not go their way. So the Seahawks are still good. I still love what Mike McDonald is doing. I love what they're doing on offense, both with the passing game and with the rushing game. So yeah, best game of the week was this one, I feel like.
For sure. I definitely can agree with you on that one. Detroit beat Cincinnati 37-24. We won't talk about that one. The Commanders, though, I didn't want to talk about this because, of course, I got a lot of these HTCC or HTTC fans hanging around, man. They up in the chat right now. My boy BJ, he's holding it down for them bum Commanders. And I guess they took command this week, though, Rock. I'm not going to lie to you. I came into this week saying or thinking, man, the Chargers about to light it up, man. Jaden Daniels coming in off a knee injury. No Terry McLaurin this week. I just didn't see how this Chargers team, especially losing the week prior to the Giants, was going to come back and lose this game. I just knew that this was a bad setup for the Commanders. And ultimately, Jaden Daniels didn't have the best efficient game. He didn't look like J-Day as we know him, but he pulled out the win, Rock. And even in the first half, I think the first half, bro, they were, or the first quarter, they were down 10-0 and they tied up at halftime, but the Chargers didn't do anything after that first quarter, man. The charge was dead. It fell out the wall, and the outlet is burnt, man. So let me know what you're thinking about these Commanders or the Chargers, or just the game in general. I'm looking at Justin Herbert right now, 166 yards. That won't get it done. Omari and Hampton, IR now. He injured his ankle. He went out early in this game, and looking at him run that ball, right, he just reminds me of like a young, quicker Derrick Henry, man. He just a tank, bro. This dude he runs people over with aggression, and unfortunately, this week he got hurt behind doing that. But ultimately, though, Rock, nobody really did much on the Chargers side of the ball, man. So what you think about this game, bro?
Well, real quick, before we move on from the Lions-Bengals, that's the first time that Detroit has beat Cincinnati since 1992.
Wow.
1992.
Now do you think about the new Detroit Lions? You could say that like that's a surprise now. Well, you wouldn't think that it was a surprise because once you start,
it's surprising, Fizz. It's surprising as hell.
How bad that they've been over the years. Yeah, I believe it now. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been terrible.
That was the only stat I had for that game. We can move on from that bum ass game. I need to trade Jake Browning for something. I can't even get a bag of peanuts for him, let alone a third for him, Fizz.
Yeah,
luckily, Coop,
man.
he spared me. So I went from like 8 shares of Jake Browning to only 7 now. Thank you, Coop, for being able to take that trade. For this Chargers and Commanders game, Keenan Allen became the fastest player in NFL history to reach 1,000 career receptions.
Yes, sir.
He did in 159 games. That beats Marvin Harrison Sr., not Junior, Sr., his mark of 167 games. So he did it in, I believe my math is correct, 8 less games. Jaden Daniels became the first QB in NFL history to have over 4,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing in his first 20 games, Fizz. Baby Billy Krosky Merritt, he had
big
111 yards and 2 touchdowns. He is the first Washington rookie running back since Antonio Gibson to rush for multiple touchdowns in a game. That was in 2020.
Crazy to think Antonio Gibson was the last guy, bro. That's crazy to hear. And he tore his ACL this weekend, unfortunately. But yeah, that's crazy to hear that name, bro. That's been seemed like forever ago.
That was the early days. That was probably Mike's favorite running back in the NFL. The person that he wanted to bat for, that everyone was hating on after his rookie season. But yeah, unfortunately, like you just alluded to, Antonio Gibson done for the
Sorry,
whole
sir.
rest of the season. Yeah.
Mhm.
Washington had a 99-yard touchdown drive, Fizz, in the fourth quarter. That's the longest drive they've had since 2001. Absolutely crazy. That was
Damn.
that was a while ago, Fizz. That was when Lord of the Rings and shit was coming
That
out.
was
That
the
was
ninth
when
grade, bro.
Gladiator and The Matrix was coming out.
Facts.
And then this is Washington's first road win of the season. So, yeah, Jim Harbaugh, just all those injuries, man. It's been
The offensive
really
line,
rough for
man.
the Chargers.
It
So,
has. And let's just hope that they continue to lose because I don't know if they play the Cowboys this year, but they've played the Giants and lost. They lost to the Commanders. Don't try to play us and win. All right, let's keep it going. All right, let's help your brother out, man. But Rob,
keep doing
man,
what you're doing and lose.
exactly. But shout out Debo Samuel too, man. Before we move on, man, you got little bro McCaffrey, man. He had 1 reception, 50 yards, but Debo is locked in right now, bro. And I know during the all season, we all thought, hey, man, he's going to survive a couple games, and it's still early. But to see him come in, he was overweight. He's too big. He's too fat. He's this. He's that. No Terry
Looks like Eddie
McLaurin.
Lacy out on training camp. Did you see
Nah, he
that?
looked like James Harden when James Harden came out from Houston and he wanted to get traded so bad. And next thing you know, he lost weight and he lost 30 pounds in 2 days. I don't know if it was a fat suit he wore or what, but Debo though, he's locked in, man. Receiver 1, no T-Mac. I keep saying T-Mac. No Scary Terry. No Scary Terry. Let me put a little bit of respect on Scary Terry name, man. Shout out Scary Terry. He has been hurt. But he got paid. That was the goal. And I think right now, looking at what they are, where they are in this division and in this conference, 3-2 without Terry McLaurin really being there all year, and Jaden Daniels for 2 weeks, that's a pretty good spot to be, man. So going forward, I think I'm not gonna say I have no worries, but I did tell you, Rod, they weren't gonna make the playoffs. So we're gonna see about that one, brother. But what do you think about yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much, man. That's what it looked like for the Commanders. I was trying to scroll up, and their next couple games, right? They got the Bears, the Cowboys, and the Chiefs. Now, right now, they sitting at 3-2, I believe. Yeah, 3-2. Bears, Cowboys, and Chiefs. What does it look like out of these next 3 games?
They have a chance to win every single one of those games, but those are all offenses
We all got a
that aren't
chance,
going to
brother.
make it easy.
We got a chance to wake up tomorrow. You know what's up, man? Give me some
Well,
answers here, man.
tell that to Aaron Glenn and the Jets because they ain't got no chance. The Titans wouldn't have any chance. Jake Browning, man, he is praying on his knees right now. Hopefully, he's going to wake up tomorrow morning and still have a job. So not everyone does have that chance, Fizz. But I will say, I haven't thought about it all that much. And with all the injuries that are happening, I'm not giving you the answer that you want, Fizz. I'm sorry. I'm more excited. You talk so much shit about the Commanders. I can't really get more excited for Jaden Daniels and this team. It's just
I'll give my perspective. I think they're playing. I'm gonna move on. They're playing the Bears coming off of a bye week. They should be as healthy as they were all year. They coming off of a loss, well, a slight win against the Raiders. But
I think call it a loss because they didn't destroy them. Is that what it is?
It was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible. But just coming off the bye week, and I know the Commanders are another week healthier. But if Terry McLaurin don't play, I might have to think the Bears gonna put up a big fight, and they could possibly pull this game off. The following week, they play the Cowboys. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Rock. If our O-line is a little bit better and CD Lamb is back, I'm going with my boys. I ain't gonna ask no questions about it. And they play the Chiefs, who just lost against the Jaguars on Monday night. The Chiefs right now are kind of up in the air, but I'm rocking the Chiefs. So I got the Commanders going 0-3 the next 3 weeks, man. That's how I'm rocking. That's how I'm feeling, Rock. I gave you the answer that you need to give, and that's how it's going to be. That's all I'm saying, big dog. So let's get into the last game we're going to speak on, and then we're going to chop it up with the people for a little bit before we head out, Rock. And I started to notice, man, I be talking real fast. I'm going to slow down a little bit for y'all, baby. I'm just trying to give a little bit of this game whenever I can get it, man.
Sprinkle like Xavier Leggett.
Sprinkle, yeah, you know, Leggett. I got it. But, man, let's get into this one, man. We're going to close out with this one because this was my boy, Mo County's finest. Stephon Diggs came back, and, hey, This is former team. I was gonna wear his jersey today, man, but I ain't feel like digging all in the crates for it. But shout out my boy, man, Cardi B, baby daddy, and all that good stuff, man. She I guess gonna go on tour sometime soon. So let's see what's good with it though, Rock. My girl Cardi was in the building. I think she is in New York, so maybe she, not too far from Buffalo. But overall, though, Rock, man, forget all that garbage we talking about. Let's talk about this game, bro. Drake made 73% on completions, almost 300 yards. And I didn't catch a lot of this game, man. I was for those that didn't know, Chris Breezy was in town. I was at the Chris Brown show, man. So I didn't even get to see this game, like absolutely none of it. But just looking at the stat lines and the highlights of what I saw and I heard, Stephon Diggs showed this is pretty much what this was, Rock. I know I want to say Derrick Henry. Hunter Henry is a guy we talk about every single week. But this is Stephon Diggs' game. Nobody else really mattered on this side of the ball. But I will say the one thing I will say, right, because I'm saying a whole lot of it right now. Travion Henderson, bro, had less attempts or the same amount of attempts as Antonio Gibson. But in the first quarter, he had 0 and Gibson had 6. So I don't know what's going on with New England, why they keep giving the Rhino the ball. He fumbles every single week, it looks like. Travion Henderson seems to not fumble, not get anything done wrong, but not get the ball at the same time, Ross. So breaking down this Patriots side of the ball, man, looking at what Stephon Diggs did, 10 receptions, 46 yards. But from what the biggest thing I could say from the Patriots that I could say the most, Rob, it was Stephon Diggs' swagger in the game. Like everything I've heard about this game was he was so confident, and on the sideline, he was clapping, dapping everybody up, giving them hugs. He was hyped up. He playing his old team. And I think if not for anything, they won this game just riding on his back and just saying, hey, man, Diggs, take us to the game, man. Take us to the promised land. So I think this was a win this for my boy Stephon Diggs type of game. I'm not sure how much of this game you saw yourself, but like I said, man, I was at the Chris Breezy show. I ain't see much of it. What you think about this one, though, Rock?
Well, Fizz, there's a lot of things that have to go your way in order to beat a team that's undefeated in the Bills. So this is some pretty crazy stuff that I was able to find.
There you go.
Buffalo had 14 regular season wins at home. That was broken by the New England Patriots this past weekend. So that streak is snapped. They were the last undefeated team in the NFL, so we are without undefeated teams. I think this is the soonest we've ever had no more undefeated teams entering week 6 in the whole Super Bowl era, Fizz. So I don't know if that means that there is no longer these juggernaut teams anymore, or the NFL as a whole has gotten more competitive. You could take it one either way. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, week 6, no undefeated teams left. Stephon Diggs, 10 catches, 146 yards, Fizz. This is his second straight 100 receiving yard game. The Bills went 636 offensive snaps without a fumble before entering this game. That is the longest streak in the NFL since 1950. They lost 2 fumbles in 5 plays during this game, Fizz. But shout out to Drake May. He was the guy that I said, I hope he proves me wrong. I thought he was a little bit overrated going into this season. He went 14 of 15 for 188 yards in the second half, including a game-winning drive in the final minute. So shout out to Drake May. I think also, dude, he had some crazy-ass stat that he had as a rookie. Oh, he became the first rookie QB to throw a 2-point conversion and catch a 2-point conversion in the same game. So lots of crazy stuff that happened in this game. I know Maddie is happy as hell out there in the Boston area. Yeah. So shout out to them getting being able to take down the best team in the AFC and the Bills, Fizz.
And in your division too, right? Buffalo was 4-0 going into 5-0. If they didn't lose this game, New England would have been 3-3. So remember, Rock, I picked them as my last playoff team. That's C8. So 3-2 right now, man. It's looking good where they standing. And yeah, man, that was a good Sunday of football. Monday night was especially one of those games that if you fell asleep, you woke up, you try to figure out how the hell this even happened. But overall though, Rock, I got a couple of questions about next week before we close out. But this week, man, what was your biggest recap of what happened and what we saw fantasy-wise, football-wise? What was your biggest take from week 5, bro?
That's a good question. I think for me personally, it's that it's a long season. It is really, really fun to be able to see teams. I think like the average points in this past week, Fizz, was like 30 points that teams were putting up. So love seeing the high scoring offenses. Love what I've been seeing from our guy Puka Nakua. But man, these injuries, man, seeing Omari and Hampton go on IR, seeing some of these guys that we really do enjoy watching, they go on and they get injured, they tear their knee. That's really, really tough. So it is a game of attrition, Fizz. But yeah, I love being able to do this show with you because it seems like every week, whether it's Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, the guys that don't get the spotlight, they're breaking records, Fizz. Emeka Ibuka is having a historical season. So I love those little nuggets that I'm able to talk about on this show. So I appreciate you and I appreciate the people being able to tune in because every weekend it seems like I almost said something magical can happen. I almost was putting a Disney promo out there for this. So, but it is crazy though. It seems like every weekend something wild is happening. So absolutely love being able to break down the most exciting sport out there in the world with you, Fizz.
No doubt, bro. And I did want to ask though, your biggest surprise of the season. Now I'm gonna give me one, 2, and 3. I'm gonna give you these 3 teams. Give me your biggest surprise by or 4. Give me 4. Your biggest from 1 to 4. I'm gonna ask you. The Indianapolis Colts, the Baltimore Ravens, the Chicago Bears, and the Seattle Seahawks. Give me your 1 through 4 biggest surprise of how they are this year, or disappointment, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? What you feel about 1 through 4, the Chicago Bears, Baltimore Ravens, Seattle Seahawks, and I forgot the other team, bro. I forgot already. Damn it.
Yeah, I got you. The Indianapolis Colts have to be easily the most surprising team, Fizz. I mean, when you go your first 3 games with only punting 1 time, with the amount of points that they've been able to put up, setting franchise records. I don't know if you knew this, Fizz. They had arguably one of the best QBs ever play for their franchise a very long time in Peyton Manning. And Danny Dimes is taking what him, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison Sr., all those guys that are Hall of Fame level talents at the edge, Fizz, that he sounds like a damn wrestler. That's who they had at RB. Dwight Freeney, they had an amazing defense out there. Robert Mathis. They're taking everything that they did in the first few games, and it's like, we're going to do it better. So Jonathan Taylor looks like an unstoppable force at the RB position. I think it's going to be between him and James Cook, who ends up being, the best RB this season. Also CMC as well. Absolutely love to see what they're doing. I think the 49ers are also a very surprising team as well. I think what the Jaguars are doing, it hasn't looked pretty for the Jaguars, but I think what the 49ers have done, what the Colts have done, looks real. They look like a very well-coached team that's battling through attrition. I would say they're the most surprising. I would say the Bears, until they get that running game figured out, I hope to pray that Kamara. Yes, please. Can we please get Alvin Kamara in a Chicago Bears uniform so that the Bears can make a lot more of a run, because they're stuck right now. I want to see Colson Lovin come back from injury. I want to see him do similar things that Tyler Warren is doing out in Indianapolis. But until they get that running game figured out, Fizz, and that defense looks kind of like ass, I don't know what to expect from the Chicago Bears. Baltimore Ravens, I'm going to keep saying it. Unless you have your best players on the field, Fizz, there's nothing to expect from this team. So they're injury-ridden. All their players on IR, but unlike the Detroit Lions, who were able to play through like 30 players on IR, they're not winning any of these games. And I don't remember who the other team that you brought up, Fizz. So.
You said the Baltimore. The Seattle Seahawks.
I love what I'm seeing from the Seattle Seahawks. I love what I'm seeing from Sam Darnold. I love QBs that have these career resurgences, who are doubted, who are underdogs, and are just going out there and playing clutch. So I love what I'm seeing from Sam Darnold. Want to enjoy it while it lasts. I don't want him to see ghosts. It's spooky season, Fizz.
Yeah.
So I don't want him seeing any ghosts. I don't want to see him
Facts.
any leprechauns around the
Facts.
street corner, the trap house. I don't want him seeing any of that stuff. So let's get the guy some wins. And yeah, I love what I'm seeing out in Seattle too.
There we go. There we go, big bro. So yeah, like I said, man, this weekend was a fun, exciting weekend of football, man. Like I said, for those that didn't know, this week, Rock, we got a lot going on in DC, man. We got Chris Breezy here all weekend. He's here tomorrow night, Thursday night. And I wanted to show this, man. This your boy. Why is this behind us, Rock? What the hell are you going on up in here, man? I was trying to show my view from the show, man. I was gonna say, man, it was a hell of a show, Rock. I know I told my boy, I mean, not that I slept on Chris Brown as an artist, but man, $100 million production. I'm talking about big dumb LED screens, everything sequential to what's going on, fireworks, burning X's fires, all type of stuff, man. So shout out Chris Breezy flying through the sky. This was my view right here, man. Your boy had the front row seats. I said, man, I could see all the dance moves going on up in here, man. So shout out Chris Brown. He is at the Nationals Park here in DC. If you don't got your tickets, I am promoting this, so hook your boy up, CB, man. I go again, man. But my baby took me out this weekend. He had a good time. I missed football this on Sunday evening, but it was worth it, man. So I just wanted to put that in to remind y'all to go out this weekend, man. Have a good time. And if football is going on, then hey, man, you might got to swallow your pride a little bit like I did on Sunday, baby. But it's all good. We love y'all. We glad that y'all here. And Rock, man, I gave my words to open up the show, man. Any words for the people before we close out, big dog?
I do. And it's kind of in the same vein as what you were talking about earlier when we opened up the show, Fizz. Live a life that will make your friends, your family, your present and future children live a life that would make them proud. Think about them during your toughest moments. Think about them cheering you on, Fizz. We need all the love that we can get. It's hard to live a life that we can be proud of, but it's even harder to live a life where you're pulled down by shame, Fizz. So think about that. I know it's a little bit heavy. I know it's a little bit tough, but that's real, Fizz.
Legacy, baby. Legacy. I always preach that, brother. I don't worry about even my therapist asked me. She said something about religion. We talked about religion, and we close out with this. And I told her I don't know what's next. I have no clue. But I do know while I'm here, once I leave, I just want to know that I did everything I had to do that you remember everything you need to remember about me. So if I'm gone and I can actually remember and see what you got and you thinking about me in a wrong light, but it's my fault, I can't stop you from thinking how you want to think about me, Rock. But if I know it's my fault why you think that way, then it's my fault. So I can't leave here knowing that I did what I wasn't supposed to do, and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, big dog. So we are going to leave on that note, man. If you didn't get the first word, man, make sure you tap in the beginning. And to get the last word, make sure you tap in at the end, baby. You got to scroll all the way through or you're wasting your time when these words getting dropped, baby. So we appreciate y'all being here. Of course, me and my boy, we out of the kitchen. We'll let y'all know we're going to come back on tonight. I see we had some fantasy questions. And just going forward, what we're trying to do in the morning, trying to get through the games. We're trying to find our flow. You know, this is our first year doing this for the whole season. We're going to try to get through the games, the most exciting games. But if y'all leave some stuff in the comments, man, we always get back, and that'll give us more ideas to start adding to the show. But morning show, we're going to start breaking down these games, give you some real football insight, and then we try to say the fantasy stuff for later in the show or on the night show. So either way, man, we're going to be here to give you everything you need. This is the channel you need to lock in on, tap in on, hit the notifications, like, subscribe, share to your baby mama, baby daddy, your kids, the daycare. I don't get it. Send it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're tapping in, stay locked in. Me and my boy out of here, man. We love y'all. Rock, close the doors on us, buddy.
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off, Fizz.